Hello, everyone. Welcome back to season 3 of the Garment Chronicles. We're so overjoyed to be back. We're so glad that you can be with us. I want everyone right now to share this video so that others can join. Share it to everyone you know. We need everyone watching this today. Share, share, share. Get in the room. Send to a friend. Tag somebody. Let them know we're live, okay? We're going to wait for Shoniqua to get in here because we are ready. We are ready to go. Okay? Hey! Hello, everyone. Let me see. We're going to have... Hi, Arnold. Let me see. The queen is here!
Hi, beautiful.
How are you?
I am so wonderful, nervous. I'm sorry, I missed you. What you say, sis?
I said, come on, hair, fits, get into it. She came to the Garment Chronicles.
I watched the Amazon tutorial.
Yes, it's giving.
Thank you.
It's giving. Yes.
Thank you. That's so stunning. Thank you so much for asking me, for allowing me to be a part of this.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes, Happy New Year. We kicking off the new year, right? We gonna have a good time. We gonna get
Happy New Year.
First, I gotta properly introduce you so we can get let the people know what's going on. Okay?
Okay. Well, go on, sis.
Please help me welcome actress, singer, fashionista, and a queen, Miss Shoniqua Shandai, and you better pronounce her name right. Come here. Okay?
Sis.
Oh, we gonna get to it.
Because that's how you people be butchering my name.
Listen, you gotta correct them every time. You gotta correct them every time.
Thank you.
Okay?
I appreciate
So I love that. I love that. So let's jump in because I know Instagram gives us a short little, it gives us maybe an hour. But if we get cut off and we get into this good conversation, girl, we might have to do a part 2.
Okay,
so we're going to jump into these questions.
I'm down for the comeback if necessary.
Okay. So let's get into it. So we know that you're an amazing actress. You sing. But what sparked your interest in singing and acting?
Oh, singing and acting. I come from a very creative family. My grandma sang from the whiz all the time. So honestly, my very first memories as a child just has music involved, and I've always been theatrical. My grandma's she's a writer, actress, singer, artist of all sorts. My great grandpa played the harmonica, was in a band. So I think it was in my DNA. It really was. Yeah.
I love that. And it's just like, okay, we're going to get it together. Grandma, mama, everybody got some talents in the family. We might have to get you a show, okay?
Amen.
Just for the family.
Okay, listen, my mom wants her own reality show. I'm like,
listen, that'd be so dope. Listen, we're going to put it out there. It's a new year. We manifesting. And it might get it. Okay.
Well, you know, whatever the Lord wants. Okay?
Listen,
I know He gonna use her.
That part. Was there anyone who encouraged you to get into your crafts? Like, who helped you develop as an artist?
As an artist, ooh. I've been blessed to have a beautiful support system that has spread in all ways. Like, I'm not always the most confident with my gifts, but I had a lot of people push me to help just like ignite the fire even more. Yeah. One of those people, my mama is like, she believes in me when I don't believe in myself. When it comes to music, recently, oh my gosh, I've had this wealth of just like angels come out of
Yes.
nowhere to help me.
Yes.
We were in the middle of the pandemic, and one of my friends, Official Feature, posted a video on his Instagram stories, I think, of him and another guy. They were in a drop top Jeep with Gucci mask on. It was right around the time of like Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, and we were just so, I was hurting.
Right.
I think we all were hurting.
Yes.
And to see black men with the sun shining through and Gucci and everything, I reached out to him and was like, you don't know how much this moved me. And when in the next day, he was at my place and we were in the studio.
Wow.
The following day. So that was an angel that like propelled me musically. Megan Good directed my music video, which and just having someone who's been like truly my hero since a child invest her arts, her directing arts within me, pushed me to go even further. Yeah, God has truly, truly blessed me with a whole team of angels that say, girl, go. Even when you don't believe in yourself, do it. So I've been really, 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 I'm grateful for the people he sent me.
And I love how you're so real and authentic. That's kind of hard to find. It's challenging these days. But what I love about you that you're forward with your struggle, with being confident. And I think many people struggle with confidence, especially in this society now. But it's good to know that people can look up to someone and be like, you know what? This person went through this, and now look what they're doing. They're just you're making a way, a lane. Okay.
Yes.
Made, because listen, it's not hard. It's really hard sometimes to get out there and do something you love without the confidence. But when you have others, a great support system pushing you and telling you, listen, you got to do this. You can do this. That's amazing. I love that for you.
Thank you.
I love that. Yes. So, what I want to get into, since while we're on this video, something about you, okay? That's some tea. Okay. What was the inspiration behind something about you?
Honestly, I used to have a blog back in the day that I hope no one can find a link to, but I used to say my love life was non-existent, and because I just prioritized career so much, I didn't believe until maybe recently, within like the last like 4 or 5 years, that Black women were allowed to have it all. And so I didn't think that I could have success and also have love and also be still finding myself and be deserving of everything. Yeah. But I still wanted it. So I started writing music because I feel like, honestly, music is the highest form of communication. We can remember songs from when we were children that we might have hated, but can't recall some like really important facts that we need. I'm like, what is this phone number? Or what is, you know what I mean? Like, yes, all of these other things, but music just stays embedded within us. So I wanted to be very intentional about the songs that I wrote. And I want to write songs of the love that I wanted. And I was like, well, first it's going to take me finding somebody that will catch this eye and will be able to, that will feel, I don't want to say worthy of, but yes, of prioritizing love and the balance of that while also chasing this dream. And so that was something about you. There's something about this person that is so overwhelmingly positive and adds to your life that I feel like I can now prioritize something that once looked like a distraction. So that was something about you.
Listen, because you went deep.
Don't do
and listen, you went deep. Yeah, I felt it in my soul.
I can't.
So listen. It's so that's real. You know what? That's so real because I feel like most people want to strip themselves away from not having love because they feel like it is a distraction. But if you have someone that sees you for who you are, like you're living your dream, they're supporting you, that can be beautiful. And it's hard to allow that in sometimes, especially when you feel like, if you gotta come up in here, you can't be messing up what I got going on. So it's great that you wanna have that along with your career, and you deserve all of that.
We all do. We all deserve it all.
We deserve it all. Yeah. We can have it all. It takes some work, but we can have it all.
Yes, ma'am.
So, tell the people where they can stream the Something About You.
Yes, my song Something About You is out now on all platforms. It's on Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, iTunes, Vivo. And it's called Something About You by Shoniqua Shandai. The music video is out. It's directed by the icon Megan Good and features a lot of celebrity cameos, which I was so grateful for.
Sorry, but I want y'all to go see it. Go tap in. Go download the song. Go stream it a million times if you need to.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's really good.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome. So, tell us, what does your creative process look like? How do you come upon, like, either it's for a role or you're making music? What sets the tone for you for your creative process?
Interesting. That's a good question. I find that creativity usually comes to me when I'm doing mundane tasks. Like, it's like once you have one part of your brain activated on something like washing dishes, showering. I get so many ideas. I'm in the shower, when I'm out for a walk, when I'm cleaning up. Usually I've done a lot of writing because I'm one of those people who don't always hang up their clothes all the time. So I'll have like a big pile of clothes and I'll just let a beat play, and then all of a sudden lyrics will come. So while I'm allowing another part of my body to like move automatically without thought, creativity usually flows through. And honestly, usually at night. I'm a night person. I am right now trying to discipline myself to wake up at 5 a.m., which is very difficult when you go to sleep at 3 a.m. But I am like just a night person. The world is quiet. All distractions are removed. There's no one to be accountable to but yourself and your own creativity. So the way that you choose to really use that time is completely your own. And so I just love the nighttime, but I'm like, I want to be the most productive and most powerful versions of myself. And for some reason, that woman wakes up at 5 a.m. in my mind. So
I'm not mad at her, because that's when the $1 million ideas come about. So if you're a night owl, embrace it.
Yeah.
Whatever works. Do whatever works, because you got to keep this pizzazz and this magic coming, girl. So we love to see it. So don't stop it. So let's get into the actress part of you.
Yes, ma'am.
So if our audience doesn't know, Miss Shoniqua is Miss Angie on Amazon's Prime, okay? And what I think the fans want to know, how are you and Angie similar?
Ooh. Well, Angie and I are very similar in that she is a lover of art. That's very easy. She's outwardly the way that I like to pretend to be. I get very shy. And so I can put on a performative exterior, and usually that person looks like Angie. It's not as crass, but it's like very big and matches the colors that I love to wear and the textures. So it's very easy to tap into that, because I'm like, oh, I know that person. That's who I put on when I'm scared. And another way that we are alike is that we have caviar tastes. I have always been, I tell you, even when I was in the projects, I always knew who I was, who I wanted to be, knew where I wanted to be, and the type of lifestyle that was deserving of me. I never felt like the life that I wanted or dreamed of didn't belong to me. And Angie knows exactly her value in spite of whether she's living on someone's couch, whether she has no job, whether she is homeless. You will treat Angie like a queen. She will be in Uber Lux. She will be in Gucci down. And I think also too, it's also a form of, to me, a form of activism, something that we say that this type of woman who is curvy, who is dark skinned, who has natural hair is not deserving of all the luxuries of life. And in spite of that, actually, I'm going to be a princess. And I love that so much about Angie, that she is truly like a remember, like Black American princess in all really of the forms of the word.
Yes.
And I love that part of dark skin curvy culture that we don't usually get to see on screen. Like my aunt is so luxurious. She a curvy, thick woman and lives in Virginia, and just has always been like, I am a queen. And I just think about all of like the Black women that I know who, or have like encountered, who might be in like more impoverished circumstances, but just have this desire and taste and surrounding themselves in luxury because the world says they shouldn't. And I just feel like that's just like the most powerful spirit that can't be taken away from us. And I think I definitely have that in common with Angie. I could use a little bit more of it sometimes.
Listen, Angie is so dynamic. And at first when I'm watching the show, I'm like, this girl is crazy, but I'm loving it. Like, I'm here for it. And it's just like, it needs to be shown in the light. And I know that she's more of a forward character, but it's just so fitting because it kind of ties all the characters back in. But to me, Angie takes precedent over. It's like she's just there, and it's just like she came and she's in the room, and y'all will not forget her. So we gotta love Angie. I love it. I love it. And let the people know when they can catch season 2, the long-awaited. Let the folks know when they can catch season 2.
It comes out February 3rd.
Yes.
It is right around the corner.
We are
I'm so excited. The season is fire. I just binge watched it during the holiday, and I watched that thing about 3-4 times over. It's so good.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so thirsty. Listen. Let me take some of my water because that's how thirsty I am.
Listen, I'm going to take some water too. Yeah.
I am thirsty because I'm like, listen, it's like, sometimes when you get into a show, it's like, it's going to be a hit or miss, but this show is definitely a hit, and the storyline is awesome. The characters are awesome. And it was leaving me like, like a lot of times on the episodes, you're like, oh no. But I hope there's a lot of wow moments, and I hope we see Angie continue to shine through. I know that's a plus. So we ready. Everyone is ready. Y'all set y'all calendars, y'all phones,
February
whatever you got, Android. Set those calendars so we could tap into the show and we could support our ladies. Okay?
Yes.
So I want to get into this is more personal, but kind of a serious, not personal,
okay.
but something that gets people's thought processes going. So I wanted to know, how do you take up space as a fierce, brown-skinned, curvy woman?
Oh. I take up space with my fashion. Mm-hmm. Like the moment I walk in the room, you're going to see me. And I wear things that are conversation starters, so you have to come up and say something. I take up space with my art. Specifically my music, because I have a little bit more control over that. Yeah. And the narratives that I want to paint with the visuals of that, and allowing brown curvy bodies to be leading ladies, to be pictured as Hollywood leading ladies, to be loved and chosen, and I want to continue to just knock down the boundaries and borders that are marginalizing Black play. Because I feel like Black women aren't always allowed to play fully in this beautiful industry that we have, which allows, you know, the imagination to run free. We are still very limited in what we're allowed to do. I take up space with my voice. And I take up space with my light. I want to shine so brightly that it makes other people shine brightly, so we can just light up this world, so that everyone who has felt other or like they didn't see themselves represented can be bold enough to take up space as well. So yeah, actually, that's a good question though.
Listen, I'm in the room with you, and you take up the space that you deserve, are very more than deserving of. And I feel like, you know, as a culture, especially Black women, we've kind of been boxed in, and folks still our ideas, our hair, our nails, our aesthetic. And it's like, when do we get to freely express these things without being looked at sideways? Because this is not how society wishes us to show up. But we're showing up, honey, and when we step in the room, it's gonna be noted. Okay.
Amen. Yes.
That.
Period, exclamation mark.
Period, and that's on Mary. So let's get into some career, like some snapper facts of career life. So what's been a pivotal moment in your career thus far?
Ooh, a pivotal moment in my career. I mean, I'm very thus far. You said?
Thus far.
Well, I've been really, really, really blessed that everything I've done has pushed me forward. The next step. One of my That's so good. Because, I mean, we look at Harlem, it's like my first time really as a series regular on TV, and it's been allowing me, it's been so grateful. But I will say my first, like, where I felt like Mariah Carey, even though I won't. But I always like, you know, was I went to the Toronto Film Festival, which is in Canada, with a film called Bodied, which was a battle rap movie, and I got to play one of the only female battle rappers in it. It was produced by Eminem. Jackie Long starred in it, and it was directed by Joseph Kahn. And we went to the festival, and it was my first time going out of the country. And I get to the red carpet, and there's somebody holding my headshots, like pictures of me to autograph. And that's the first time that I've ever experienced someone who did not know me asking for my autograph, but also like doing the preparation work of like printing out my photos so that I could autograph. Honey, I thought I was Mariah Carey. Like, you couldn't, I floated that whole entire weekend. And when I tell you, Toronto is still one of my favorite places to this day, just for that moment. It was my first time doing press, and it just felt like such a monumental moment in my career, and I will cherish that forever, like the first, you know, and just being at a place where people care, people are taking notice. That was definitely Toronto Film Festival. Toronto as that whole city. I love Canada. I love that one man printing my picture. I was like on the floor, like so in gratitude and completely shocked. Yeah, it was awesome.
Did you call your mama and be like, "Mama, I made it"? Like,
honey, my mama was right there, and there's a video of me being like, "Mom." It's like the most annoying sound in the world. You know when you like calling your mom across the room, like that call? I'm like, "Mom!" Bad. But it's that moment just like sits in my heart forever, and I'm just like, it's like Christmas. Like, I just look at so fondly because it's a moment that you always dream of, like being recognized or like having your art move someone. And just to see again this big up this face, this wide nose, these full lips, and this white man printing out my pictures and asking me to sign them just felt like a validation of where I'm going, of all the work I've done, and also the doors I can open for other women who look like me, and my younger child, the younger me who had been bullied and thought about getting those jobs and all of these other things, just felt so beautiful in her skin, and so grateful for that moment. Because I just, every time I see honestly a visual of me in some kind of form, in a billboard, on a TV screen, in these beautiful photos with Megan Good and Grace Byers and Jerry Johnson, I just feel like it's a win for the Black community, not just because it's like me, but because we don't always get to see dark skin, curvy, wide nose, full lips looked at as beautiful and chosen. And so those moments to me just feel like now we can let now 10, 20, 200 more of me's of these wide nose, full lips can come in, and it just feels like it's creating more of a space. So I'm just grateful for all those moments in between, those and the larger and the smaller ones in between, that just widens the gap, that, you know, knocks down the door on what is beautiful, on what is loved, on what is chosen, and what can lead a movie or a TV show. So yeah, it's a good one.
Listen, that everything you mentioned is like, it's so important, and it's someone out there is being validated by your words, because it's so inspiring to hear you say these things. And not only I have seen you in action, being an actual advocate for these things. So it's like, this is amazing, because someone is in the school right now being bullied and told they're ugly, their hair is not good enough, their nose is this, their teeth are that, whatever. I've been there with the bullying, and it's not a good thing, because it kind of makes you question your very existence. Kids are mean, but I don't think they have the consciousness developed yet to understand, like, this can affect someone long term, and they may not know what it looks like long term. If you even make it that far, because some people with the bullying, especially nowadays, they take measures into their own hands, and it can be dangerous. So it's like, we want folks to know, listen, it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to touch your face. It's okay to be your skin tone, have your features, embrace them. If someone don't like it, 20 other more people will. And that's what we gonna do. So I love that about you. And keep spreading that word, because it's important. And some little brown skin girl is out there, and they need to hear that. It's something that's not in our culture. It's kind of like passed over, and it's not really talked about, like how we struggle inwardly with the bullying, and it's just so much. So I love that, and thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So while we're on that topic, we're going to pivot a little bit. What have been some obstacles in your career, like in the industry overall? What have you faced? Or
some
you can give us some generals.
Well, she said no. Some obstacles in my career is, honestly, it's been, well, it's no longer, but I felt like I had to age into like leading, or into being able to be seen, just because, again, when you busty. There's not like a lot of roles. They don't believe you as a child, even though you are a child, but you curvy and full.
Wow.
And honestly, well, one of the main obstacles, and here is it connects with that, is that as soon as I graduated out of college, there became a writer's strike. And they're also the only Black show that was left on primetime television, which was The Game at the time, was canceled. So all of a sudden, where we grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s with WB and us flooding the Disney Channel and you know, Fresh Prince and Martin, all of a sudden there was no more Black people on TV. And so you remember that there was like all of a sudden a drought of Black faces. What happened to the Black families that used to be on it with family members? What happened to Different World? Like everything disappeared. And so being a beginning actress going into this industry, and all of a sudden there are no roles, there's no faces, there's no Black people, and the only person who was, I remember at the time, was Tristan Wilds in 90210, and he was dating a white girl, and I don't think they ever showed his family. So there just was like no space, no roles. And I'm so grateful now that that is like completely the opposite. We have so much Black content, so much Latin content, there's Native American shows, and I'm just excited to now be in a world or be in an industry that's starting to reflect the world, and that was not the case when I first entered. So it being a lack of diversity in TV and screen was a humongous obstacle. So a lot of the time it was just like me and my friends creating our own stuff, doing I was like, I'm like, who are you, Quentin's mom? No, I don't have no babies.
I think that's one of my kids' friends.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm Quentin's mom.
Gotcha. Yes, she's Quentin's mom. But yeah, that was a humongous obstacle, and it's just like having the resilience and the ambition to still be like, I'm gonna be here whether I see myself on screen or not. So we're gonna do these YouTube videos, we're gonna do the short film, we're gonna go to theater and continue to and make my own short film and just continue to be in an industry and have the faith and know that God gave me this dream. So I know it will manifest. I know he is not a man that he should lie, that the word will come true. So, but holding on to that even when I didn't see it was definitely an obstacle, just the lack of diversity. Yeah. For a good maybe like 8 years.
Oh my goodness.
It was a while before we got.
And now that you say it, I'm just like, that's so true how everything just disappeared off the
so quick. I don't know what happened. And I would love to know the story behind that. Somebody should definitely make a documentary about.
Maybe you could tap into some directing.
For real, about the disappearance of the WB, about the disappearance of black faces from TV between like 2007 and on. I remember like after that, we had Amber Riley on Glee, but there was not another Black show on TV for a very, very long time, up until like what, Blackish? And Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry got his series. Yes. But yeah.
Okay, well, they heard it here first, so let's get that docu-series going.
Okay.
Come on, Dill. So, let's get into, of course, the show is called The Garment Chronicles, so let's get into real quick.
Fashion.
What's your fashion? Because you bring the fashions, okay? What's your go-to or signature look?
Well, I think I'm a texture girl, so I feel like you can always catch me in some textures. Tool me down, ball gown me down, put me on a flower, some layers or sequins. But I just feel like just the fullness and the drama of it all is very much in there. That's me.
Yeah.
Give me the fashion drama, please.
It's the fashion.
Just in the
fashion,
though.
Listen.
Yeah. Keep the
Y'all
drama
gotta go
flowing.
tap in. If y'all not already on this Queen's page, y'all better go scroll through there and get some inspirations. Okay?
Get your life. Get your life. Let me feed you.
Because it's it gives. It gives all the time. And it's just like, you know what? It's so quirky. It's so fun. It's bold. It's intrinsic. Like, it's amazing. I love it. I love it. So, what is your mantra, your favorite affirmation?
Ooh, because she does affirmations. Listen, I gotta affirm myself daily. It is rewiring my self-talk.
Yes.
And I think one of my, not necessarily one that I call on all the time, but I genuinely think my purpose on this earth is to be a light. And I am a light that shines so brightly. Yes. I encourage other people to shine their light as well. I think the greatest thing we can do in this world is to inspire someone to be their most authentic, most brilliant, most fearless self. And if I can do that by wearing bright orange, and all of a sudden somebody be like, you know what? I'm brave. I can do it as well. Yes. If I can do it by using my voice, by just simply following my dreams. Mm-hmm. At any age, I am here to hopefully inspire, to hopefully ignite someone else greater than me to create a change in this world. So yeah. I'm a light, and we gonna shine so that everybody else shines too.
You know, one of my favorite verses in the Bible, we're not gonna get all spiritual, but we're gonna get spiritual.
Let them use you.
Because something, since we started the conversation, this scripture sat on my spirit, and I'm like, let your light so shine. And you embody that scripture. Now, if I'm butchering it, tell me. But I think that's the gist of it.
Thanks.
So, let your light so shine. And you come with a magnitude of light, and it's infectious. So I think when you enter a room, it just shows, and people are attracted to that. But the light always does come with good energy. Okay. You know.
Right. It be some moths.
It be some moths to the flame. You're like,
okay. Put a little lid on your light, try to dim it a little bit.
Listen. So we love that. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep glowing. Keep spreading your positivity about the world. Love that for you. So we have 2 more questions, and we are gonna wrap this up. So, and because I want to give the audience some time to ask questions, or people are asking to join. If anyone has a question that you want to get answered, feel free to type them in the questions box. If you put them on the screen, they kind of disappear. So if you have a question, please drop them in the box so we can see them, and then we can get them answered for you guys before we get off. And this is kind of a fun one, because I read somewhere that you love one of my favorite people. So let's see if this is true.
Okay.
Who's your celebrity fashion crush? Now, it could be a character or a real celebrity.
Oh, I have so many. Can I do 3?
Do 3. Okay. 3 is good.
The Tracy Ellis Ross.
Oh, yes.
Honey, the way she takes textures and boldness and still has it look so refined. I love that she's so fearless with her fashion, but also so high maintenance with it as well. Yes, I'm like, yes, girl, take those feathers and make them look like $1 million. It's so beautiful. Yes. Carrie Bradshaw. is the original. Well, I don't know about the original, but as far as I know, my original fashion diva in my mind. And down to the tulle skirts and the sequins and the Louis Vuitton shoes, and so quirky, but again, another way to make it look expensive and luxurious with like it's the same, it's all of the flair and flavor but refined. And my third, I always will say Solange.
Okay.
Solange.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the way that she plays with shapes in her videos and color palettes, and I like how it shifts. Like it goes from being Afrocentric to more neutrals, but it's always telling a story and always out of the box. So those are my three fashion sheroes.
I love it.
Who did I name? Who was your person?
Because I know I read somewhere that you like What's Love? Is it What's Love Gotta Do With? That is like, I need to meet Angela, because that is like, she's like my icon. She's everything that I would love to be. She's just fierce. Like she don't even have to do much. The clothes don't wear her. She wears the clothes. Like it's just, she just stands there and glows. Like
literally one of my first fashion memories is connected to Angela Bassett and What's Love Got to Do With It. I had to be like maybe 6 or 7 years old. And I remember, and I was like, I should not have been watching 6, 7 years old, not having What's Love Got to Do With It, which is filled with all kind of domestic abuse. And even the scene that I'm going to name, I should not have been like, but again, it's just like the innocence of children, not really realizing what's going on, but just seeing a powerful Black, beautiful woman. And I remember it's the scene where she's running across the freeway. And it's the first time that she decides to, when she successfully leaves Ike. It's not the first time, but it's when it actually sticks. And I remember her seeing her in that high waist cream suit.
That suit?
Yes.
With
and
the
okay. And I said out loud, I was like, only she can pull that off. And my grandma was like, actually, I can pull that off too. And it not only just like showed me the brilliance of Angela and the costuming and her body, but also the fearlessness of my grandmother, who is a beautiful woman, being like, actually, I will rock the mess out of that suit as well. And I think that's kind of what like embedded in me, that I will wear anything I want. At any time and rock the mess out of it. So it was a combination of my mom, my grandma, and Angela Bassett that I think set me on my fashion journey. Yeah.
That's some good info right there. Because you can't go wrong with them two.
Okay.
You can't go wrong. That suit, like that suit is so iconic. I mean, it got messed up, but it's so iconic.
Okay. And it's her taking her freedom.
Yes.
In it as well.
And the color choice. The color choice. The white. The white. Definitely, the color choice was excellent. Shout out to the costume designer. I gotta track them down and get them on the
who did the wardrobe on that? Because there's a lot of looks in that.
If y'all know, DM me so we could get introduce something. If they live in, I want to get them on camera. I'm trying to do. I have had I did the P Valley costume designers.
Ooh.
We've had some folks on here, so I want to tap into that. So that's amazing. So our last question, because then we're gonna take some questions from the audience, guys. Again, if you have any questions, please drop them in the box so we can get them answered before IG kicks us off.
Okay.
We want to hear from you. So I asked all my guests this question, and this is going to be our final question. What keeps you going?
Oh, what keeps me going? There's a couple things. My mom. My mom is one of the most nurturing, motivating, inspiring, hardworking people I know. Just incredible. And honestly, other Black women I see who deal with the balance of life and the pursuit of dreams, and their work ethic makes me put on my crown and go a little harder as well. Um, God keeps me going, and knowing that I am deserving of everything I dreamed of, and wanting to make my little Shoniqua Shandai from Richmond, Virginia, as proud as possible, as not only proud, but as fulfilled. I want to see her dreams fulfilled and know that she is worthy of having them, and in inspiring and making her proud, you hopefully can make other young girls as proud and inspired to know that if I can do it, they can do it. And that's a huge motivator for me, is again my wide nose, full lip, curvy, or anyone else who just feels other, who feels underrepresented, who feels like they haven't been able to see someone who looks like them flourish, or even not even look, but who's from the same circumstances as them flourish. Because she from the projects in a single parent home, and my was in homelessness, and felt like sometimes felt like, why or how can I, not having all of the degrees or not having all of the steps and understanding of the process, how can I make it? So if I can do it, I want you to know you definitely can. So that's a part of what inspires me and keeps me going as well.
I love that. You have been such a gem to the show, because I just love your spirit. And I think others can see that in you. And again, your lights shine so brightly. You cannot miss it, even if you try. But like I said, someone, whether it's tonight or later, a lot of people watch the show later, someone is going to see this and they're just going to know, like, listen, I can do this. She's done this. She's been there. I can go here. So again, it's just sharing your story, sharing some parts and pieces, because we can't give all of ourselves to people, but we can give them the pieces of our soul that matters in a way that touches their soul. So I love to ask that question, because it's such a simple question, but it digs a little deeper. So thank you for answering that in your truth and sharing with us your moments in your career. And I'm wishing you a amazing new season, because this is a new season. Not just in the show. We're not talking about the show, honey. We're talking about in life. This is going to be an amazing year. So many things just flourishing, building, uplifting. You always do that. I want to thank you for being a part of the show.
Thank you.
Come on, sharing your light.
Thank you.
And yes. And again, if anyone else has any questions, feel free to drop it in the box. If you don't have time to drop them in the box, you can share it on screen. You might get a little glimpse of it. Any questions you want to ask? Burning questions
earlier about season 2. It comes out February 3rd. Harlem on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
February 3rd, guys. February 3rd.
Y'all better be locked in. I don't know if people got DVRs anymore, but y'all better set them DVRs.
It is right there available for you to stream at any given time.
Period.
So, no DVR necessary.
No tapes, no recorders necessary. Make sure y'all tap in. It's going to be an amazing season. I can't wait to watch. I'm having my popcorn chat. Because I know somebody pop off, and I'm so excited. Again, y'all all go support this single. Let them know again. Let's go February 3rd. Wait.
Yes.
What
What
projects? What are
projects?
projects? Oh, somebody had a question. They put on the thing.
Yes.
What are projects you are currently working on?
Music. I'm working on music. I'm so excited about this project. I've been working on this project called Self-Titles for about 2 years now. It was my pandemic baby. And I'm releasing it this year. It's about the ways that I compartmentalize my identity in order to survive, like code switching as a Black woman, or how to deal with trauma. And then also, I mentioned sometimes I've been kind of fearful of people, so there are parts of me that I allow other people to see, and some that I don't. But in wanting to be whole and the most full version of myself, music became the vessel to that. And so each identity has their own song. Some of them are snippets, some of them, because in some identities we sit in a little longer. The masks we put on are a little bit more practiced. So I'm just really excited. It's music in connection with visuals. So you'll see the visuals of each character and their different looks, and then also hear some songs and kind of get an insight to who I am and who I am musically. And hopefully it can allow people to come to their most whole and full selves as well. So that's what's coming up next. And I'm really excited about it. And we still got Something About You music video out and song.
Go watch.
Yes, on everything. It's on Instagram, YouTube. Well, it is on Instagram. The lyric video is iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube, Vivo. It's out there.
Someone asked, can we
hear you singing in season 2? I'm sorry, I'm reading this question. You better let Day host.
No, go ahead. Day done got comfortable. I'm leaning on my pillow.
There is some singing in season 2. There is, yeah. There's a little singing in season 2. That's a good question.
You showed out in theater.
Okay, we set up. And I still get DMs every once in a while about the song from the opening episode. They're like, where can we listen to it? Where can we listen to it? I'm like, girl, I don't even know. I can't run the episode back.
Let them know. Listen, put this on wax, because they don't have a soundtrack for the show, maybe? No?
I'm not sure if there's a soundtrack. I know the music on the show is incredible, but I don't think there's enough like original songs for it to be a soundtrack, you know?
Got you.
But the music that they place in it is so dope.
Okay. Got you. So without further ado, again, thank you for joining. You opened out season 3. So much more. Guys, follow the Garment Chronicles so you guys can catch the updates. Who's next? Who's coming up next? Thank you, Shoniqua, for opening for us our season. We're getting started. And thank you for joining us again and being the lights. Let your light so shine. And we love it. We love you. We're always going to support. And thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. You could have been anywhere else, but you're right here on the couch with us. Thank you. We appreciate you all. Have a good night, everyone.
Happy New Year. Thank you, Day.
You're welcome. Bye.